Welcome to my tutorial on how to create an Arduino sketch that will control two diodes. In the previous tutorial we learned how to control one. So let's create our sketch to control one and we'll see how we can expand it. Now we're going to hit the enter key a few times to open up some space here above the setup function, which is the global area. If we put our variables here, they will be created here and they will live throughout all of the functions. So we are going to use variables that store integers, whole numbers. So we will start, and you will be putting in the header comment section. I'm just going to use this as a placeholder. So we will use some minimal comment. I want you to comment every line anyway. So this is the variable for red LED anode pin on pin 13. So we do that by creating a keyword int space, and this time we're going to call the variable red LED high. And I'm using high instead of anode so that it's easier for me to remember that I need to do digital write highs to this pin to turn the LED on. Now yes, I will be digital writing lows to it, but the high is going to be the mnemonic to me so I can remember that this is the pin that is going to turn the LED on. Pin 13 semicolon. Again. And this, comment the next one. This is the variable for a red LED cathode pin on pin 12. Int red LED low equals 12. And now we're going to move on towards the setup function. So like we mentioned before, we need to pin mode pin 13 as an output. So Arduino knows that we can use a digital write function to put 0 volts and 5 volts onto that pin. Pin mode, open brace, and the pin number we're going to be using instead of the number, we'll use the variable, is red LED high, and we're going to be using it as an output, all capitalized, close brace, and we end our statement with a semicolon. Then pin mode pin 12 as an output. Pin mode red LED low as an output. Now because I want the low pin, the cathode pin, to always be low, I'm going to do a digital write so I want to apply 0 volts onto pin 12 all the time while my program's running. So in my setup I will do a digital write, and the pin that it requires and the argument for this function, we're going to use the red LED low pin. And we're going to write a low to it. Okay, so now we are ready in the main loop to control the red LED by digital writing highs and lows with delays between them in a loop. Okay, so we'll begin by saying put 5 volts onto pin 13. Digital write red LED high with a high. Now we're gonna wait 1 second, which is 1,000 milliseconds. Using the delay function, 1,000. Now we are going to put 0 volts onto pin 13. We do that by using a digital write and telling the digital write function that we're going to again use the red LED high pin. This time we are going to use a low. Then we are going to wait 1 second. Now when you do the traffic light, the red light will be for 5 seconds or 5,000 milliseconds. But for this example, we're going to use 1 second delays. Delay 1,000 semicolon. And this ends the program. So if you execute this program, if you verify it, you will notice that it wants you to save it. So here we're giving it, I'm going to put it in my Arduinos folder. And I'm going to name this one Two Diodes. Now, I know we're only controlling one, but if you can control one, you can extend this to control two. So let's see how we're going to do that. Now, when you create code, you can, if you think ahead, you can create names of variables that could easily be modified so that all you have to do is copy and paste. So I'm going to copy and paste, Control C, and paste here. And now I'm going to use the green LED. So I'm going to replace red here with green. So everywhere in these two, so if I typed it there, I can double click it and I can Control copy. For the red, I can paste it. Now in this one, I just need to replace red with green. If I was really thinking, I would just use R and G so it wouldn't have to type so much. But here, just so you can get an understanding of what the variable is representing, I'm going to be typing out green. Now in addition to that, I'm going to be using the other diode not on pins 13 and 12, but as we go down the pin list, we're going to go to 11 and 10. And as you notice, we're having the anodes as the highest pin closest to 13, and the next one down is the cathode. So now we have 13, 12, 13, 12, 11, 10 in the commented area, but we also got to make sure in the real statement code that we also make those pin changes. So here we have the variables that will take care of two diodes. This one is for diode 1, and this one is for diode 2. Now the setup, we can do the same thing. We can copy the functions here, and so just to be short about it, I'm going to copy these, Control C, and paste, and the comment pin, I could change that to be tell Arduino we are using green LEDs as green LED pins as outputs. So again, all we have to do is replace red here with green, and here with green, and we have taken care of the pin modes, telling Arduino that we now have 4 pins we're going to be using as outputs. Now we only have this one here to copy and paste for this one. Now this is let's see, 13, 12, 11, 10. This is on pin 10. And so instead of the red LED here, we're going to use green. Now the loop is actually pretty straightforward and easy now. So all we have to do here is copy this, Control C and V. Now instead of pin 13, it's going to be pin 11. And instead of the red LED, it's going to be the green LED. Same here. Green LED low and green LED high. And the delay doesn't care what color or type the LED is, it just waits. Now we have completed a sketch that will control 2 diodes. And you can see how you can extend this for your third diode that you're going to need for your traffic light. All you have to do is copy the variable section here and paste it down here and make changes to include the correct pin numbers and change the variable name from green to yellow. And you make the appropriate changes in your pin modes and your digital rights, copy more section, and I think you can see how easy we can control 3 LEDs. So now you've seen how we extended 1 LED and to controlling 2. So if you have any other questions, we can cover those in class. So make sure you save this. It's always good to verify to make sure that your syntax is correct, you're obeying the right grammar, and then you can upload it to your Arduino, place some diodes in the pins 13 and 12 for the red one, and the other diode into pins 11 and 10. So that is good for now.